Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction. And today we are talking about the match preview between Tottenham Hotspurs and Manchester United. Two teams fighting for top four. It seems United are fighting for another part of the league, but we'll see how that goes. But Spurs, one of the teams who got games in hand, are chasing United like a lion. Now, joining us today is Emad representing Australia. Emad making his debut on our side of it. Emad, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tim. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, brother. And Vimal, the painter, the artist, the Joker, we all know him. Welcome to the show.
And the decorator.
Vimal, welcome, UK. How are you, mate? You good?
Very good. How are you guys?
Right. Man United are currently fifth after the shambolic performance against City last weekend. After they were taught a football lesson, they've dropped to fifth place. And Arsenal, with games in hand, have moved into fourth. But we play Spurs, who have 2 games on the United, are in sixth position. But where and what are you expecting this weekend at Old Trafford? Emad.
I've learned over the season not to expect too much. So,
Has it got to that point?
yeah, coming up in the lead up to the City game, I was already there.
Wow.
Because I knew last week would be a footballing lesson, and that's what they delivered. Coming up this week against Spurs, what do you expect? Like, Spurs can do what Spurs do, which is pretty much what United have been doing all season. We've been doing to Spurs. So, not expecting too much. We get a win, great. If we get a loss, I'm not going to get upset about it.
Wow.
Anymore.
Wow. Vimal.
Spurs, I don't know. They do have these blips, but when they do find some form, my God, do they bang in some goals?
Right. Yep.
Didn't they get a 4 and a 5-0 win past couple of games?
Yep. They're on fire. They're
on
only
fire.
2 points behind United, and they have 2 games on United. 2 games on United and only 2 points behind United. So they only need to win one and draw one, and they're ahead.
And what is it?
Home
for us.
What do you say,
Burnley was one of them.
Who are the Spurs games that they have in hand? Who are they?
I don't know. I don't know who they've got in hand. Vimal, can you hand us quickly check those ones? While we're talking.
Google. I'll ask Google in a minute.
Right. So as it stands,
Arsenal have a couple of
games. Arsenal have. Bloody hell. Arsenal have 3 on us. 3 games.
Yeah, 3 on, and they found some form.
Oh, wait. So Arsenal are above us with a point with 3 games in hand. I know they keep saying the points in the bag count. I get it. There's no guarantee you're going to win what you haven't got yet. I get it. But psychologically, they must believe they got it in the bag. You know what I mean? Because you got 3 games in hand on United who are inconsistent. So, do you think United could turn this round on Saturday, Emad? Do you think, as the United could see they've dropped out of that 4th spot, do you think now they've got to the point where they're pissed off enough to we're angry enough to win?
I don't think they're they're not even close to being pissed off.
Wow.
They should have been pissed off 6 months ago. Not now.
Wow.
That saying that you were just saying, having points on the board is better than games in hand. That only counts if you're doing okay.
Yeah. Chasing a league title or something. Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't count for us anymore.
Yeah, true.
We had that. Not that we had games in hand, but we had the perfect opportunity. And I've said this a number of times. When Ralph came in, his first 10 games were okay. Not all of them maximum points.
Yeah.
But the majority of them should have been maximum points.
Yeah. Newcastle, Southampton, Aston Villa, Burnley. You think that's 5 games, 15 points? We take 5.
And yeah, that's right. Now there's not a lot of losses there, but there's a lot of draws.
Yeah. And that's the problem. Low block teams.
But even then, that's it. Our draws. Well, you look at us when we draw with one of these lower placed teams, or if we just narrowly beat one of these lower placed teams. But then the following week, And this shows how far apart we are from the rest. Liverpool or City or Chelsea will go and slap them for 5, and we've only just
you saw Chelsea and Burnley. We couldn't even beat Burnley. Chelsea went there, demolished them, and left like nothing happened. Like, who are these?
Same as the Norwich game when we beat them 1-0 with a penalty. The following week, Liverpool went there and slapped them 5-0.
This is the problem. This is United.
So it's not just about us. Sorry, it's not just about us being, leaps and bounds apart from the top team. We don't even do what the top teams do to the lower place team.
Do you think it's a mental? Do you think it's a mental with United and the low block? Because this goes back to even Ole days. We just can't beat teams in the lower part of the table. Remember, we won a roll. Remember last season we won a roll to Sheffield United came to embarrass us, beat us Old Trafford, and things had to go downhill. It's always those small teams. Is this a psychological thing?
It is. Yeah, but there is a psychological element, because when you start getting beaten by some lower league teams, it does start to make you doubt yourself as a player. That, do you have what it takes to, challenge some of these better Premier League teams if we can't even beat the shit ones? I think it does play on their mind.
So you think United players are like, oh, we don't mind losing to a big team, we know, because they're good, but losing to a small team, it just leaves a wound.
Yeah, because look at the way they behaved in the second half, right? They were 2-1 down. They don't have the right mentality to say, right, we can challenge Man City, so let's, we're not going for a win. Let's just try and contain, which they didn't even do themselves. They didn't even contain the game. They let it, they got hammered 4-1 in the end. You can see by the body language, all the pundits have been calling them out, that the mentality and the body language of the players shows that they don't have what it takes to put up a challenge. So they gave up.
Why are we always blaming the manager?
Because everyone looks for scapegoat, right?
That's right. And everyone always says it's easier to sack one bloke than it is to sack
the whole team.
A whole team. But my opinion, if it was me, I'd cut my losses. I'd get rid of the lot of them, and I wouldn't care if the club made $1 or not out of them, because they're a disgrace to the club.
I mean, that Wan-Bissaka and Maguire, they were terrible. I'm thinking, really? Wow.
It's the English contingent, isn't it?
Shouldn't be a surprise about Maguire. He's been shit all season. I never rated him from when we signed him anyway.
He still gets picked. Yeah, he still gets picked.
Yeah, but that's the English tax.
And it's sad. I think I've come to the conclusion. He has it written in his contract. If I'm not suspended or injured, I have to play. Because I can't see any other way. You cannot keep playing an underperforming player week in, work out.
What's the other players' excuses?
They're not good enough. Simple. Just
what I think is contagious behavior. So a few of the players, like the English contingent, are not pulling their weight, and so, like someone like Scott, who is dedicated to the club, thinks, well, these guys are not making the effort to run around anymore. Why should I run my socks off when they're not going to bother? And that's what happened in the second half. That Scott also almost subconsciously gave up, because his players around him have given up. No one's running. Did you see Lingard and Rashford come on and just trotting around, jogging around, not even pressing? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Boy. They looked exactly like two kids who get the complimentary, just the last couple of minutes of a game on a Sunday.
Yeah.
At Park Soccer, and they weren't happy about it. But the coach does it just to please the parents. That's what they look like.
And they had the audacity. Go on, there, mate.
Everyone knows I'm a big fan of Scott McTominay. I absolutely love the kid. I don't care about his lack of ability as a player. I absolutely love the bloke. I want him at the club for as long as he can stay there. But Saturday, the game against City, I was disappointed with him, because I finally saw that he went missing.
I put it for you.
People tell me all the time he goes missing all the time, and I don't agree, but he went hiding a bit, but so did everyone else.
A lot of hiding, mate.
There was a lot of hiding from everyone. Like, apparently we had a guy named apparently we had a guy named Bruno Fernandes playing for us.
He was awful. He was awful. But he
Everyone's
stayed on.
playing bad.
He stayed on. So if McTominay and others are giving up and they're not prepared to pull the weight, who is pulling the weight? Apart, if the guy did not make up those 3 sets, we could have lost 7-1 easily. Without the guy, we could have easily lost 7-1, and that would be another humiliation by City. I mean, where do we draw a line here? Where do we draw a line of this?
Forget the scoreline, Tim. I don't care if we had lost 10-0 to City, as long as we had put up a fight.
Right.
I'm happy to go all out against teams and lose the game knowing that we gave it everything.
Yeah.
And I'd be more upset if we lost 1-0 and we looked like we had no interest at all.
That's true. It's the way we lose.
It's the way we lose. Disgusting.
They throwing the towel at 2-1. I would have thought second half, all right, you're coming down guns all black. And if you look at the goals we conceded, especially the first 3 or first 2, it's just poor defending, mate. It just can't even clear the ball. The second one, the ball's just bouncing around. It's like, boy, I just like, I just, at 2-1, I was like, okay.
What was the atmosphere like at the pub? Second half, Tim?
When Sancho scored, I sent you the video. Everyone was up. Yeah, we're back, we're back.
Yeah.
Benz was like, this is Benz. I wish I'd catch it. He said, I don't, this United team, they're so disappointed. They'll let us down. No sooner we were 2-1 then, and the rest is history. It was just that blip of giving you hope. They make you have hope, then it just goes down. Everyone just drinking their sorrows away.
It's an IQ thing. It's actually, I actually agree. It's a mental thing. There's no IQ.
No.
They don't know what to do when we score a goal. They don't know how to control themselves or handle themselves after. Oh, we're up 1-0 or we've just equalised. What do we do now?
No, exactly. Which is so sad.
And when they concede, they don't know what to do either.
There's a thing with there's a thing with the way City play, right? It's almost like muscle memory. So they've been drilled in such a way for so long that they just keep going on like a machine. No matter if they lose, they concede a goal, they get back into their system and they just churn away at you. They pass the ball.
They weigh you down.
Move. They weigh you down. I've seen them concede goals, even go 2-0 down, and they just do not get emotional. They just get back into their rhythm again, muscle memory, and carry on.
What
we're missing completely with Man United is this type of. Yeah, so this team doesn't even have anything like that. They don't seem to fall into a system of how to play football because they don't know what to do, and they're literally scratching their heads, looking at each other. What do we do? Ronaldo's getting frustrated. Bruno's just trying his wayward passes. He's trying something. The midfield are panicking. The defenders don't even want the ball. Yeah, the 2 centre backs don't want the ball. The 2 full backs, they basically just try and hoof it forward. There is no system or style or identity whatsoever with this team.
I feel sorry for De Gea.
No, I do. Yeah. I felt for him. You saw him at the end when he sat on the floor like that. That was just sad.
He has to stare at these 10 donkeys for 90 minutes every week.
Imagine that.
But there is a way to save this, though. You know that.
How that?
Yeah, and Rangnick won't do this. It's too risky. You've got to probably drop half that team and bring in the young players because the young players are hungry, and if they can come on, come out of the academy shadow and shine.
Are they registered to play in the Premier League this season? Because you only register about 20 certain.
Probably not. Yeah. But you've got to get hungry players on the pitch.
Even if they were registered, he won't do it.
He won't.
It's too risky.
Because
it's not marketable.
Not about the risk, but that'll give out a message to everyone that we've given up on the top 4.
Oh yeah.
And that we're just going to blood the youngsters.
Do you remember when Giggs took over as caretaker
for those last
4 games? Yeah. Do you remember the changes he made?
What was it? Josh Harrop?
Yeah, he brought a few young. I can't remember.
He dropped a lot of senior players and he brought in a lot of fresh talent. And my God, they went on a winning streak.
Josh Harrop was one of them. He scored on his debut.
Yes, that you're right, Imad. He did bring that guy on. He did try to. I mean, we lost only.
But the season was gone for us then.
Yeah, but It might
the
have
season
been,
was got.
but the fact is that
Yeah,
he
season was
knew
already
that
over.
people weren't
6
pulling their
games to go.
weight, and so he dropped a lot of the senior players.
I understand what
And
you're
I think
saying, but I think if
this
Ralph,
was Moyes,
if
wasn't
Ralph
it?
does that, and bloods all these youngsters and drops half the squad, he's sending out a message to everyone saying, okay, we've given up on top four. Like, even though like us three here know that the top four's gone, but
you're very
it's
correct,
given a
Imad. You're very
public
correct.
message that top four's finished. We're just going to blood the youngsters, sort of, weed out the deadwood, which I think is something we do every season.
Right.
Every
And for
season
commercial purposes,
Yeah.
it won't be profitable for the club commercially.
So when it's mathematically not possible to get top four, do you think you should do that?
I would
Drop the
say
shitty senior players.
say we would know that in the next 5 games. But
Right.
remember, all these games Arsenal have in hand, they're going to play Saturday week. They're going to play They're going to play 2 games a week. They're going to play because all those games in hand have to play during the week. So they're going to play in a lot of games. But would they have the score to go for it? We'll just have to see. After that show on Sunday, go on.
Okay, I was going to read something to you quickly. Definition of a club, right? This is from Google. An association dedicated to a particular interest or activity. How many of those players show dedication, do you think?
No, none.
None.
Didn't you even hear Rashford? I want to weigh my options of playing time. Get the fuck out of there, mate. You honestly think you deserve to start a game? Fuck off. Because this guy... No, Rashford fans, I'm sorry to disappoint or upset you. I'm telling you, this guy, since that operation, his comeback has been off form. He doesn't warrant a start. And now I want to weigh my options. I want to see if I could play anywhere else. If you don't play in your team, how can you go and play somewhere else? Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
They're playing you guys. They're paying this guy $215K a week. And you're playing this shit? And you know, say you want to leave? Then bye.
Isn't that a threat to the club, though? Isn't that effectively a threat to the club, saying if you don't play me, I'm going to go elsewhere?
Yeah, you know that kind of hold the club ransom. That is that bullshit that these players try to pull. All right, I'm leaving. They offer him a bigger contract. It's all bullshit, and the club's going to offer him probably $300 a week. Watch this.
Take that back to what you were saying before, Vimal, about the mentality, about how they don't have the mental strength to look at these teams and say we're going to beat them.
Boop, boop. What's that?
That's probably
they don't have the mental strength.
It's not me. Yeah, they don't have the mental strength, right? So if they don't have, if they go into these games against the lower place sides and go, oh, I don't know if we can beat them, who the hell are they to walk around with their chests out and these egos, asking for more money,
right?
Yeah,
and threatening and holding the club to ransom, saying if I don't get more game time, I'm on my way out.
Yeah,
you can't even beat Burnley, you bunch of wankers.
Hey, seriously,
they're taking the piss. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Is it foggy there, or is it just your background?
I think that's the car window.
Can't hear you, Joe.
Joe, can you hear us?
It's the background. It's the background.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Joe, Joe, you haven't met Imad. Imad, meet Joe. Joe's from Houston. Imad is from Australia. He's the
hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? Another Australian. That's what's up.
Joe is part of Houston Red Army. He was there on Saturday, on Sunday, and we're all in the car. Yeah.
I've seen him a few times on the show.
Right. Cool. So, Joe, we were just talking about how bad United are. We're just finished talking about Rashford saying after his poor performance, he's saying he's going to consider his options. I want to leave. So we're just saying he could go fuck off. That was where we stopped when he came on.
He can consider his ass to the back door. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Like that's what I don't get about this. We have some of the most gassed up players in the Premier League, man. I think they genuinely don't know that they're shit.
No, I'm telling you.
They genuinely don't know their shit. Right? So, I mean, we're looking at England internationals that are at risk of not making the World Cup because of their form. They think their current form, they're automatic to the England team. So I don't even get it, because it doesn't even seem like they're trying to make themselves better, improve themselves. all they're thinking about is how shit looks in the media, how shit looks in social media, in the public, and getting their money.
Did you see that post from Rio when he mentioned that players' agents were calling him up, telling him not to say anything bad about?
Could you imagine?
Rashford
You see,
Shaw.
they are
Did you hear
talking
about
about it's about the profile, the status. You see, honestly, half of that team actually believe they're better than they actually are. And I'm being honest. There's some of those players.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mention Pogba, De Gea, and an on-form Ronaldo are only the three players I think can walk into a City team or walk into a Liverpool team. Any other one in that team, I don't think they'll even make Arsenal's current squad. They are that bad.
No, Bruno?
But some of them believe they're high. Nah, Bruno is off form. He's off
form, but I think he's got the quality though to go into City team.
He's inconsistent,
mate. He won't
what do you think, Joe?
But I think if he goes to City, they'll culture him.
I think. Do you remember Bruno in his first season? It was amazing.
Right.
Yeah, but we're not going to hang our hat on what he done in the first season.
There we go.
You know
but we know
City?
he can do it.
You know what I like about City, because they've got one Kevin De Bruyne but 10 Bruno Fernandes across the pitch.
Yeah.
He doesn't fit. He won't walk onto this.
No, he won't.
He doesn't even get a seat on the bench.
Yeah, but by you saying there's 10 Bruno Fernandes means there's quality players in that team.
In Man City team.
But there's 10 Bruno Fernandes in that City team that do what he does much better.
Trying to say he is nothing special. That is what he's trying to say. It's nothing special. In a City team, they have people who could do more than what he does. But in our team, he's the king, mate. It just shows how bad we are. You know what? You had that saying, the one-eyed man is the king, is the king in the country of the blind. That's where we are.
I think Bruno's form has dropped since Ronaldo's joined. Right, that's what I'm seeing at the moment. I think once Ronaldo moves on, I think we'll see that first season Bruno again.
Argument when we signed Ronaldo.
But even his risky passes, he's always been a risky passer, and he's something. But even before Ronaldo, let's be honest, he does lose the ball a lot.
But the system allows him to make those risky passes. He plays in a maverick role.
Yeah.
He's got free license to go.
He loses the ball more than any other midfield player.
So the system allows him to do that.
So many times, like this guy would just lose the ball, and I mean, sometimes he chases back. Sometimes
I think Bruno would flourish in a system where our midfielders were good enough to keep the ball. If he's going to give up the ball all the time, right? We can't also have midfielders giving up the ball. We can't also have the back line constantly passing backwards. We can't have our especially when it comes to McFred and them. If any team in the league in the world right now wants the ball, as soon as those two motherfuckers get the ball, just put some pressure on them, because
they'll lose the ball.
It's either about to go back or they're about to chuck it up. And then they'll give up possession. That's exactly what was happening.
That's what they do. You put the pressure on them.
They were giving us the half-court press. They wait till we come through, and then they just hit us.
Did Bruno not flourish in our system last season and the season before when he signed? Because the team was being built around him.
Right.
Now and this is where I say the Ronaldo, and I agree with Mamal, the Ronaldo signing. I'm not saying it's Ronaldo's fault, but I'm just saying that because he's there, Bruno is no longer the main man.
But my thing is this: being the main man doesn't mean you can't play football anymore. I mean.
No, but it's not that. It's Ronaldo occupies.
That's right.
Ronaldo occupies that space that Bruno would normally go into.
But okay, what when we played with Cavani?
When we played with Cavani, the ball away just as much.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you.
But if you look at the way he carries on and he throws his hands around, he wasn't doing that last season. He's become very emotional.
I'm more frustrated.
Because he knows it's not working.
He goes
but did Yeah, but did you see like Benzema, for example, when Ronaldo left, Benzema started to flourish. Dybala at Juventus, he started to flourish, or he was flourishing before Ronaldo went. So whenever Ronaldo goes to a club, he takes that first berth, and everything revolves around him. And the key players that were there decline, and we're seeing it at every single club, including ours now. Whereas Bruno was our main man, he's now second fiddle. Benzema. Look at Benzema yesterday. Do you see that amazing hat trick? Beautiful.
The difference is though, Real Madrid
but the Real Madrid one, you can't, I want to agree with your case of Real Madrid. Real Madrid is a team, or everyone. That was a machine that was working.
Yeah, but
this is
the focal point is Benzema. The focal point is now Benzema. Well, it was Ronaldo. Yeah,
remember they had
Benzema has always been a pretty good striker.
And Benzema. They had the three of them.
But he's always, I know. But Benzema was always in the shadow of Ronaldo. Dybala was in the shadow of Ronaldo. Bruno is in the shadow of Ronaldo. There's a pattern emerging here.
But Bruno's not a striker. So how is he in the shadow? He's just I think we're thinking that Bruno is not. He's a midfield. He's an attacking mid.
Correct.
So he's not a striker. He's a midfielder.
He plays to provide
the support.
I hear you. He's
supposed to play what Pogba does. He's supposed to do what Pogba does. But he does
play as a false nine. He plays as a false nine.
Like how De Bruyne plays for City, right?
No, I would say De Bruyne is more of a deep lying midfielder who creates and attacks.
De Bruyne gets in the box.
Bruno's all over the pitch, but he plays as a false nine quite a lot.
Right.
Anyway, this is not all about Bruno.
Right. So
I think if Bruno was playing with young Ronaldo, a younger Ronaldo, he would flourish.
Right.
But I think because the team had been a counter-attacking team for so long, we need Ronaldo to be faster. Right. And that's what the problem is. And I know, like you mentioned, how there's certain players that are not as good as. I think we might have to put Ronaldo into there because we're giving Ronaldo balls that he's not getting to.
Right.
Ronaldo himself are trying to. We see it on the pitch. We try not to look. We look away sometimes. But Ronaldo, he be trying some things on that pitch. His body is just not able to do anymore.
I agree. You know? I agree. I agree.
And because he's Ronaldo, right? He's always going to warrant a certain amount of passes. You got to give him the ball. You got to give him the ball to him. That's why a lot of times I think we force the ball to Ronaldo, where we need to create a system in which Ronaldo is constantly in the best position, like whatever works for him. You know, Ronaldo himself got to understand sometimes you're not going to make that run. You know, I've seen it sometimes when Ronaldo called for the ball, with like 3 motherfuckers around him. And then when he doesn't get the ball, he throws his hand in there. It's like, yo, my man.
I agree.
You ain't got it like that no more, man.
Well, somebody pulled out something to me a week ago and said, United do create chances, but we have missed too many chances in front of goal. Too many, especially at home. We create the chances, but we are so bad in front of goal. We just missed too many open chances, too many goal chances that could have scored. We missed, the keeper saves it, or, you know, someone not making that final pass wants to be a hero. It's just, the team is disorganized somewhere, somehow. It's like everybody wants to be a hero, especially when it comes to scoring goals, you know? When the final pass should have been, all right, just think it life. Someone be there tapping. No, I'm going to go for it myself. You can't beat the 1-1. You lose it. It was similar against Watford. Watford, we literally obliterated them. Couldn't get a ball in net. 100%. Bruno needed to just pass it because the keeper had blocked him one-on-one. There was no way Bruno's going to score. The ball was just link it there and someone's tapping in. It's those kind of, I want to be a hero. I want to be the main man. I want to be, you know, they don't play as a team. That's the problem. They don't, everyone wants to be a hero. Back in the old days, I don't like making references. Everybody was a hero because everybody knew, okay, you're in a better position. You score. You're in a position. This is my role. I have a role. Everyone was trying to be their own. Everyone had the lane. It's like everybody here wants to be, oh, my Instagram page is gonna blow up if I score an amazing goal. That's where we are. I mean, those days there's no social media.
Back in the old days, Tim, those players you're talking about were also very good players. They were good players.
Very good players. So now we're facing Spurs on Saturday. Go on, Imad.
Another thing about it is we seem to, like, with the team's culture, we seem to reward people for just goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a player can completely fucking piss the bed the whole time, not do what the manager wants, you know? And I think that's the difference between Klopp and Pep and some of the managers that we've gotten. It doesn't matter if you score in City. If you don't do what Pep told you to do,
you're being dropped.
You're not starting the next game.
Yeah.
Because Pep knows, oh, I'm going to get goals from somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I read, you're very correct, Joe. I read that when he was at Barcelona, he just signed Henry from Arsenal. He told Henry, he gave Henry instructions. I need you to do this. Henry scored a great goal. Next 2 games, Henry was dropped. Henry said he didn't understand why he was being dropped. He said, I told you specifically to do this ABC, but you decided to do DCE. And he doesn't care. But we are so scared of the players and the egos. We keep playing them off form. They're not playing well. Look at Maguire now. Why is he still there? Why is he still? When you have Bailly there, you have even. I'll take Phil Jones. Right.
Yeah, I'll take Phil Jones right now, man.
Any day.
Try him.
So, this Spurs game now, as it is now with this Spurs game on Saturday, Vimar, are we winning this game? What's your predicted score for this game, man? As it is.
Is it home or away?
It's Old Trafford. It's even worse because of Old Trafford. Because we
it's definitely going to be a.
Who cares?
It's going to be a loss.
Where it is? It doesn't fucking matter.
It don't matter.
No, I'm just thinking that.
Old Trafford.
Yeah, no, but I find that we tend to choke more at home now. Yeah. We choke more at home. Looking at Spurs' form, they thrashed, what was it? Leeds 4-0, I think it was.
Yep.
Didn't concede a single goal.
Nope.
Antonio Conte is quite a fired-up, passionate manager. He won't accept anything except a win. And we've got a couple. We've got 10 pansies on the. Well, I wouldn't say 10, but we've got a lot of pansies on our team now. So I think we're probably gonna lose it.
So you think a defeat?
Yeah. I think I think we've started to crumble now.
Imad? Is that bad? I know, brother. I know.
I say we won't win. It's going to be a loss or a draw.
You don't see a win at all?
No.
Wow. I see a 2-2 draw. That's what I see.
If we've gone on a run of so many games against these lower place sides and we haven't scored and we haven't beaten them, or we've only drawn, and then we've just been towelled up by Manchester City, I don't see a win coming.
Right. Joe, Man United, Spurs. What's your predicted score, mate?
It's going to be a 1-1 tie. I think the team, because of what happened, they're going to be extra careful. They're going to be extra defensive. Nobody's going to want to fuck up. Yeah, it doesn't feel like this is the kind of team that's going to respond. You know, normally I would say that. And it's crazy. Normally I would be like, nah, we're going to give a response out of these guys because they were embarrassed. But this is, at this point, this is the shameless. They're shameless.
Yeah, you can't be embarrassed.
And I feel like, they cannot be embarrassed. It doesn't seem like it, you know, because you're not getting the response. If you are truly embarrassed, you know, you come out the next game, you have a response. But I'm not seeing responses from these guys. So it'll probably be a 1-1.
Think about it. If they could not respond after losing 5-0 at home to Liverpool, I mean, you can't get any more responsive than that. I'm telling you, mate, they have no shame. They don't give a damn.
We've just been slapped and dominated by our rivals 3 games, right? We got Liverpool and City. We got one more game at Liverpool, man. What's going to happen with that game? I don't know, man. I've never. This is the
a
this
good
is
United team will go to Anfield and stop them winning the title, but this team will go down and get humiliated. I guarantee you, they'll get beaten.
oh yeah.
Hands down.
We're gonna go there and give them a card of honor instead.
And hand them the Premier League title. Right. So quickly, Vimal, who's starting for United? What's your start with? Give me the first four the defenders at the back. Who's back four?
It's so predictable, isn't it? Almost.
Joe, mute us, please.
Can you hear me now?
My bad.
Oh,
Tim, I
yeah,
might
it
need you
sounds
to
like
mute me.
Joe's underwater. In his submarine.
I thought he was caught in a black hole or something.
It's probably going to be Maguire, isn't it? Fucking shithole.
So you're back for
Lindelof.
We know the guy's going to be.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with
Varane.
He should really be playing, yeah. But it's going to be Maguire, Lindelof, or Varane, depending on who's fit. And then it's going to be, I'm hoping Dalot comes back. I don't know what's going on with him. He's the one that makes a big difference on that
awful.
Right. Wan-Bissaka is, he's regressed so much.
I'm telling you, mate.
It's such a shame.
He's not. I don't think. I think he was overrated to start with, bro. I think he was overrated.
Yeah. I mean, we paid a lot of money for him, and the thing is, I read something about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Really, they basically knew that he wasn't very good going forward, and they knew that he was quite a good defensive player. He was a good slide tackler.
United's an attacking.
But they knew he didn't offer anything going forward, so they kind of recruited around Aaron Wan-Bissaka on their right hand side. They were desperate to get the right winger with Aaron Wan-Bissaka because they know he's crap going forward.
That's a team that's confused.
So it has to be Dalot for me and Telles. Luke Shaw is an absolute liability. All 5 goals conceded against Liverpool were all on Luke Shaw's side. He's a bit of a spacehead. You know, he wanders off and doesn't track back. He needs to be dropped and he needs to be sold. I don't know who's going to buy him because all of his
English
defenders
they
are
won't
aging.
sell him. They won't sell him like that. He's English. Look, we can't even sell Lingard. Look at that.
We had a chance to sell him, but Oli wanted to keep him.
There you go.
I don't know why.
This is a club in disarray, mate. Eman, in midfield for us. You've just heard he says he would prefer Telles, Dalot, Maguire. It looks like Maguire and Lindelof are going to start. What's your midfield going to be like?
I want to see Matic. I want to see Matic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good.
I want to see Bruno dropped and Juan Mata given a game.
Yeah.
Because a player of his quality, and Luka Modric against PSG showed us that age is just a number. It doesn't matter if your legs are gone, but if you have the brains and you know how to play football, age is nothing. Losing your legs is nothing.
Do you think Juan Mata and Bruno could play at the same time?
No way.
No.
Remember, Ole tried it last season. They played Mata as a right winger. It all went wrong after that.
You can't play Mata as a right winger.
Oh, he was playing
Mata's 33.
Oh,
Mata's 33. Turns 34 in April.
He looks after the ball. He takes care of the ball. He knows where he's going to pass it before he gets the ball, and it's going to find their target. Bruno's too reckless on the ball.
Too risky, mate.
Yeah. So I dropped Bruno for Mata.
And one more.
One more.
So you have Matic. You'll have Matic sit in front of the defense as a CDM, right?
Matic is the 6, and then
Pogba. So you wouldn't have the McDonald's special.
They can have a Happy Meal day off.
That was funny, mate. Yeah, go on. So who else? So you have Matic, Pogba, and you're going to go Mata as the attacking one, the one who's going to supply the attack. Now, Joseph, the people who are going to play up front against Spurs, 3 players.
Up front, definitely get Elanga in there. And depending on get Elanga in there, get Sancho in there, and I know Ronaldo's going to start. Ronaldo's
I'll start
start,
Cavani. I'll bring
but
Ronaldo on as a sub.
I want to start Cavani.
I'll start Cavani.
I want to start Cavani.
So hit Spurs hard and quick.
I think with the way we pass the ball, with the way we move the ball, it's better suited for Cavani than Ronaldo. But I don't know. Cavani's on some. I'm injury prone now. I mean, I get it. That's what he always was. You know, I'd rather he be. You know, I don't want to force players in there because you know we've had situations with a lot of other players where we did the same thing. You know, so
that's your lineup.
That's the way I see it.
So the lineup you guys have put up is the Gea, Telles, Delo, Maguire, Lindelof. I said Vidic, Matic. I wish Vidic was back. Matic, Pogba, and Mata. Then up front, Elanga, Sancho, and Cavani. Not a bad combination, actually. I'll bring in Ronaldo as a sub. 25 minutes to go. I'll bring him and probably bring in Bruno. Bruno's like a loose cannon at times. It's just there's some games you need to keep the ball. Yeah, there's sometimes you can't just keep giving the opponent the ball, especially with a team that can't keep the ball, and we're playing against a team who could keep the ball. We just keep feeding them. Look at City; they just kept tossing. Look at how Foden was having a great time down the Wan-Bissaka's side. He was torching Wan-Bissaka a lot.
How many yellow cards is Bruno on now?
He literally gets a card a game these days, so I won't be surprised if he misses the next 2 games.
And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because he gets him for dissent. Doesn't even get him for tackling.
Exactly. That's the truth. He gets them for.
Hey, you know what? For everybody calling out for Bruno to be captain, that's not a good look. That's not a good way to advocate for yourself to become captain.
But
if you
people
can't
are saying he has
right,
the passion like Roy Keane. That's what people are saying. Like, oh, he has the fire. He has the fire in his belly. So they're saying, yes, he's the right guy.
I never saw Roy Keane get suspended for 2 games because of dissent.
Bad tackles. He's one.
That's a different time, man. That was a different time, bro.
Bad tackles.
Yo, Roy Keane be getting. Go ahead.
Not arguing with the referee.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm gonna summarize this now. Vimal has said a draw against Spurs.
It's looking like a loss.
He said a loss.
I'm sorry.
Based on form.
I'm sorry. I do apologize. It's not a draw. It's a defeat.
You are forgiven.
Okay. Let me be sure. Emad is not sure he sees a defeat coming in Spurs way, right?
Yeah, I'm draw or loss.
Draw or loss. Joe?
I'll put money in those 2.
I feel like it's going to be a tie.
I feel so. I'm going to 2-2.
I think it's going to be a tie, but it's going to be a disappointing kind of shit. Or something where, like, we're completely dominated, or we sneak an equalizer in the 88th minute, or we score first and we concede in the 88th minute. It's always going to be some fuck shit, man. I don't know. Man.
So who needs this game more? Spurs or United? Who needs this game
United.
More?
We need it.
Are you sure, mate?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. They don't play like they need this game. They've been playing. They don't look like they want
We need it, but I don't think they realize they need it.
Spurs are going to be Spurs.
Spurs.
Yeah.
They're
and
only
the thing
2
is,
points behind us, you know. They're only 2 points behind and 2 games in hand.
Yeah, and Conte is going to be aggressive, and he's going to make his players aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
So I reckon the Spurs players are going to be more hungry for that ball, win it back, because our team cannot perform under pressure.
Right. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
So I think Emad was saying something. Go on.
Yeah, go on, Emad.
Go on.
Yeah. I just checked the kickoff time for us down here in Australia, 4:30 in the morning. And there's nothing worse than waking up at that time and being fucking bored to death.
So wake up, have a nightmare, go back to sleep.
No. You know, if you see the game is going badly, you see United 2-0 down. Remote control. Come and check it up later in 2 hours.
I can't. I get hooked.
I'm with like you. I can't switch off.
I just
stay in defeat.
I spend 90 minutes abusing the television.
Joe was with us. Joe, tell them we sat there watching. I was being capitulated by Spurs, by Man City. We're just like, okay.
Well, Joe, you were in the pub with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, didn't see you, man. I saw Bems' interview. He seemed half drunk. It's quite funny.
He was blaming Ole. He said the club is shit.
Ole's fault. Fucking hell.
All right, gentlemen,
that was
it's been a
funny.
pleasure. We hopefully will have a post match on Sunday. Hopefully, I still hope and believe. I want United to always win, but it seems they don't seem to like to win. We're gonna have to leave it as that. Gentlemen, Vimal, thank you for joining us from UK. Houston Red
Thanks,
Army
guys.
Joe, thank you very much. And Emma making his debut on our show on this side of it. I appreciate it, Emma. Have a nice workout. Don't overdo it.
Are we doing this thing in
Don't
unison
try and
now?
impress the ladies over there. Take it easy. Don't go full of muscle.
Look at this.
There you go. There you go.
In the
Hey,
locker room.
boy.
Are we doing this thing in unison? Hold on, before we go. After 3,
What's this thing?
Timothy.
I'm ready.
I missed the memo.
Vima, well, which one are we doing? Are we doing this?
You know, the Ronaldo.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Sui, yeah.
Oh man, no, I can't get that one down.
There's
man.
only
I don't
half.
even know.
See?
I'm leaving.
I need to see Ronaldo
right, mate.
do more suing before I do suing.
But you
All
see,
right,
this
guys.
might give
See
him
you
the
guys
good
tomorrow.
luck that
See
he
you guys
needs.
after the game.
See
All
ya.
right, bro.
All right. All right.
Bye.